What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video, man. Today we have another dev insights about the armor and abilities, and then another twid. So let's hop into this, man. I believe this is going to be the you know, stuff about exotic armor, obviously abilities and aspects and everything. So let's hop into that. I'm gonna turn this music down a little bit so I can focus. All right, let's hop into this. All right. Welcome back to our third and final Dev Insights article before Moment of Triumph launches on June 9th, next Wednesday. Last Thursday was all about our weapons sandbox. Today we'll focus on guardian abilities, guardian abilities, armor, and exotic updates. Abilities, you can see it's a long ass scroll wheel. Ability sandbox update. So this is going to be new subclass abilities, ability reworks, ability balance changes. Armor 3.0 updates. This is armor archetypes, set bonuses, exotic armor stats, and exotic armor balance preview. If you missed the last shit, then go click the last shit. You feel what I'm saying? Talk about that shit on this. Alright. Ability Sandbox update. Hey there, Guardians. Gameplay team here with an update on Ability Sandbox for upcoming Monument Triumph release. We've been heads down dreaming of new abilities, refining existing ones. We got some juicy changes to talk about today. Let's get right into it. New subclass abilities. New solar and void aspects. Okay, so this... I did see a few new stuff today. It was a Hunter solar one or something. Okay. For too long, certain subclasses have lagged behind in a number of aspects available to them. Moment Triumph will remedy that imbalance with 3 new aspects, bringing every non-prismatic subclass up to 4. First up, Titans. Titan, Sunbreaker, Shield Burst. Okay, let's see. One radio detonator who's brought in or whatever. Enhances your equipped barricade with solar capabilities. Towering barricade, your barricade slides forward across the ground before stopping, allowing you to advance safely. Rally barricade, standing behind your rally barricade, granting scorching rounds to your allies' solar connect weapons. While barricade is deployed, activate your class ability again to remotely detonate it. Scorching combatants caught in detonation dealing blast increases the power of dealing damage increases the power of the blast. This ability's damage increases with your class stat. Your class stat is 100 or higher. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I just read that. So this is a display of it. Alright, my bad. Alright, let's see this. Ooh. See the bar on the left. Interesting. For when you gotta stay behind something, especially for Nightfall or DMs. Alright. Shield Burst essentially turns your barricade into a wall of glass with a C4 charge strapped to it. It will charge up over time when it takes damage when you deal damage while it's active. More it's charged up, the more damage you do and projectiles will throw out. Towering barricade around varies have their own unique functionality and plays nice with exotic armor like Arbor Warden, Hollow Fire, Hard Capri's Corn. This ability's damage is buffed by Roaring Flames aspect and creates sunspots when paired with Soul and Vigilance aspect. Damage for this ability also scales with your class stat when your class stat is over 100. In addition, with Moment of Triumph, you find that other class ability aspects that directly deal damage now scale their damage with the class stat. Note Warlock construct damage continues with the grenade stat instead. There. Now let's take a new hunter as this was the one I did see, the crack shot. Activate your class ability to fire up to 3 scorching shots at combatants you've marked. Aim at targets to mark them. Landing all 3 shots cures you. This ability's damage okay, scale with class stat. This is the one I did see from damage on Instagram. Looks kind of basic. Crack Shock is the ultimate gunslinger fantasy. Marks up to 3 targets, then quick draw to a flaming pistol and light them up with dead-eye precision. If you have a single target mark, it will fire all 3 shots at them. If you have multiple targets marked, it will split shots between them, landing all 3 shots per crew, providing some breathing room in combat. It can also be used while airborne and damage from this ability skills with class stat. Okay. Their strongest exotic armor combo with this one including range dance machines, is coyote, and you can combo with scorch stacks with other scorch ignitions. It also pairs well on your marking gunpowder gamble. I feel like you need to tell people that. Or should. Let people figure out, you know, how it's gonna, you know, go with the exotic armor and their synergy themselves. Don't give people the ideas. Because some people don't know how to build make, and you're just helping them out. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Why am I gatekeeping? Help them out. Alright, last but not least, new Warlock aspect. Void Walker Soul Siphon. We did see this. Ready this aspect by striking a foe with your powered melee ability. Once ready, your melee ability... once ready, press your melee ability to begin siphoning energy from all commands in front of you, dealing damage and gathering overshield and class ability energy from each target. Soul Siphon's damage is scaled by the enhanced benefit of the melee stat. Yeah, we did see this. Saw this from damage on Twitter. How many enemies is it up to though? Like, they were all in front of you. We do all of them or just 4 like it's showing? It mainly has 2 charges by default, making a baseline uptime for your aspect, but building into melee journey would make it pay off even more. Building into melee stack can increase it on time. As well as that armor like Fellow in the Sound, Claws on the Car, and the Carnacine amulets. Yes, I was thinking about that. Cause yeah, it's good that it pairs with that exotic overshot. The overshield disability provides you stays, allows you to stay in the vital armor pair as well as defeat the void aspect if you higher than our upside. Class ability you gain from draining enemies also pairs well with Child or the old cost aspect. I was already thinking that. New Darkness Grenade. Stasis and Strand are near and dear to our heart. They deserve some love. We're adding 2 new creates to the game with Moment of Triumph. Stasis Shatter Grenade. I did see this also. Grenade sticks to combatants before exploding into a razor sharp stasis shrapnel. The shrapnel ricochets off surfaces, dealing damage to all in its path. Hitting a frozen target shatters it instantly and deals bonus damage. That's interesting. Grenade sticks to combatants. Okay, you just said that. Oh, I'm reading it. Yes, I did see this. That's crazy. Do you not see? That's fucking crazy, dude. More effective in enclosed spaces because yeah, it can bounce off stuff. Effective against loosely grouped enemies. If you throw an enemy who's already frozen, it'll explode immediately and deal extra damage. Hunter Revenant George would be happy to hear the touch and wear aspect also had unique interaction with this grenade. On a related note, a while back we changed stasis shatter damage to stun overlord champions instead of unstoppable. I don't know why they did that. Or the freeze it was. Bringing that change in Moment Triumph, Stage Shatter was on. Thank you. As Renee's name implies, it will stun unstoppable champions immediately on detonation. Okay, Slice Wire Grenade. So this is for Shran. A grenade that bounces and releases multiple whirling threads, severing targets. Sever? I just don't... I've never felt like Sever did anything, man. Sever, Slice, all that shit. I haven't seen this one, though. So it's like an incinerary grenade that explodes quicker? This grenade has unique functionality when paired with the Warlock Broodweaver's Mind Spun and the vocation. That's a long ass aspect name, dude. It shows you which will let you discover on your own. New Night Stalker melee. What the fuck is this? Dash forward. I did see this. Dash forward slashing combatants as you pass through them deals significantly increased damage to void debuff enemies on targets and on targets marked by on the prowl. What the fuck? I can't read. There's so much reading. Generate Void Overshield for each combatant hit. Defeating at least one combatant grants additional Overshield and refunds melee energy. I did see this. I don't know about that one. Damn, y'all ain't say what kind of what exotics is paired with? While it's easy to dote on the new ability, let's not forget the classics. Mobile was getting some love too. Now it makes you and other eyes available by default on deployment. No advantages that required. Other elements of Night Stalker kit are also being reworked, some of which we'll talk about in the next section. Ability reworks. Shit, bro, we're about to get crazy. Alright. Charger's Ambush. Activate your air movement class ability, dive to the ground and become invisible. Yep. Okay. Damage commands with the ability grants you Devour. Now he strikes with a knife. Wait, hold on. Why did the second one give him invisibility and not the first one? Night Stalker presents several ways to go invisible, not many ways to cap. Oh, it's because of aspect. Now it's the same damage. Casting while invisible. Oh, casting while invisible will refresh your ability when you hit the ground. It retains its previous smoke cloud behavior when paired with vanishing step aspect. Driver's Ambush now uses class ability energy instead of melee energy, and thus activates class ability perks like Marksman Dodge or Canvas Dodge. Sweet! This gives you the combo with Phantom Surge, melee in creative ways, so then you can get it back with Canvas Dodge. Finally, defeating enemies, Traverse Underground grants Devour. Night Stalker survivability also has new animation, voice effects, and it features a Void Blade instead of a Smoke Bomb. Bit of change for Titans coming up. We did see this. We was throwing the Ward of Dawn. Creates a large protected dome for you and your allies. Once I Ward of Dawn, allies gain Void Overshield, increase weapon damage, while targets inside are weakened. Ward's owner also gains increased melee damage while inside and can pick it up and throw the Ward of Dawn's core to reposition the ward up to 2 times. We did see this. It's all by damage. Or no, this is Destiny Team on Twitter. Ooh, it has little circles, so it tells you how many more times you can pick it up and throw it. Does it do damage if you throw it at someone? Is what I'm curious. Damn, it really drives them in from afar. Dawn is now a giant thunderdome that you fight inside at more than twice its previous size. New Bubble is a Sentinel's domain, expanding their sphere of influence on the battlefield. You and your allies are buffed both offensively and defensively, while your enemies are debuffed, giving you a wide range of combat scenarios. Once you bested your enemies inside the bubble, simply pick up the core and throw it somewhere else to reposition the thunderdome. On deployment, nearby enemies are pulled into the dome. Combines the time their players inside. Helmet Saint 14 has also been reworked to extend the time that Ward of Dawn lives and allows you and your allies to take weapons of light outside the dome. Don't you already do that? In the Crucible, make sure to protect Ward's core as it serves as a weak point. The new bubble holds a couple other secrets, but will let you discover those on your own. Thank you. Let people discover shit. Alright. Mind something we hold a grenade for additional input. Wait, hold on. Oh, this is the rework. Okay. Monster indicate threading grenade. Hold the grenade input to charge the threading grenade, causing it to leave a threadling nest at an impact location that repeatedly spawns threadlings. So that was only for that exotic machine gun. Interesting. Oh my god, threadlings are about to get crazy with Warlock. And then you can bank them on yourself. Alright. Asset will charge it during so it allows you to weave some. And that's also in the rascal to serve as a Lukuzu exotic machine gun to enhance its productivity. So like how you can shoot it and refresh it and then pick it up through a tangle. Stasis harvest aspects. 3 stasis harvest aspects. Okay. For glacier harvest, all stasis subclasses now create shattered shards intrinsically. Shattered shards are created when stasis guardians the be as well enemy. Harbor assets give you false armor when you pick up a shattered shard. While you have false armor, defeating an enemy with stasis or kinetic weapon have a chance to shatter enemy, dealing damage around the shattered enemy. While you have frost armor, taking damage now grants ability energy. Titan, melee, warlock, grenade, hunter, class. Reduce fragment size from 3 to 2. Like is so frost armor doesn't just give melee for everyone now. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking shards. It says while you have frost armor taking damage. Okay, my bad. Frost armor. Oh, so that's interesting because now you can rework how you do your fragments. Okay, interesting. Frost armor stacks now melt off one at a time instead of all at once. I thought they already did that. Each stat now gets slightly more damage increase. Damage resistance at 5 seconds increase from 31 to 35%. When using a stasis subclass, you can now shatter shards without equipping the harvest aspects. Harvest aspects will continue to give frost armor when you pick up a stasis shard and grant powerful benefit while you have frost armor. Meanwhile, frost armor stacks now fall one at a time. One stack fall off every 5 seconds by default. Every 6 seconds with Whisper of Rhyme, allowing for much higher frost armor uptime. Ability balance changes. Oh, great. I'll never use Heat Rises, I'm gonna lie. It's the only one I don't like. Icarus Dash. Oh, fragments increase from 2 to 3. Heat Rise was added now reduces accuracy and combatants attacks against versus the Warlock in PV only. Heat Rise no longer decreases the initial burst speed. Okay, okay. Oh, I didn't even read this. One's gonna be able to practice on balance changes. Tweet, mostly buffs. There are some nerfs sprinkled in to keep things balanced. Looking for a full patch list moment. No. Stormcaller Chain Melee. Increased damage versus combatants by 100%. Now has 2 ability charges by default. Thank you. Because since you nerfed the melee in its range, it feels kind of useless sometimes. So yes, give me 2 charges. Lightning Surge. Increased fragment slots from 2 to 3. Interesting. Shadow Gods now suppress combatants for a short time after initial attach. Increases Shadow's max speed and acceleration by 100%. Increased fragment slots from 2 to 3. Cataclysm. Ally projectiles now pass through Nova Bomb instead of Collide. Oh. Shadebinder. Frost Pulse aspect. Now grants 5 stacks of armor if it is ability increases the target. Increase fragment slots from 2. This is what I was talking about. I like this. We need, but I said this, but I said we also need more fragments themselves, like new fragments in each subclass. Just for more build potential, you know what I mean? Gradually found abilities now reduce your tangle cooldown by 1 second. Sentinel. Offensive bulwark while player has will over shield. Final abilities now grant melee energy. I thought that was already a thing. Final abilities on Unbreakable's Blast now grant Devour. Okay, I like that. Increase the size of Unbreakable's Blast. I like that. Bastion, increase fragment size of 2 to 3. I like that. Increase damage versus combatants 100%. Nigga, I like that. Striker. Now we got class ability can now be activated while airborne. Oh, the thruster. Okay. I was like, what? The barricade. No longer grants a lunge increase versus enemy players. This change should reduce some awkward rubber banding and crucible melee battles. Okay. Knockout. Touch of Thunder, Lightning Grenade now grants 5 stacks of bullet charge per hit. Flash Grenade now explodes on initial bounce in addition to its existing designation. Oh. Storm Grenade, duration increased by 0.5 seconds. Maximum tracking speed 38. Max tracking speed, okay. Seismic Strike, damage versus combatants 100%. Oh, that's... Hammer Strike 100%. Okay. Bringing those shits back for PvE, I see. Reduce size designation from Diamond, Throne Diamond Lance versus players. Um, Localism, sliding while you have frost armor now creates stasis wave to shatter stasis crystals in front of you. I like that because that was always a like modifier and like you can put in missions and shit. Heavy attacks now deal additional damage in the area in front of the Titan. Okay. Berserker, Drinker's Lash. Defeating an additional debuff target now grants class ability energy, so you can use that more. Complete strike from 2 to 3. Suspended waves impact now scales with your class stat. Okay. Hunter. On the prowl, in addition to acquiring a target when you become invisible, will now passively acquire a target after a short time. If you're not invisible, this passive acquisition does not occur against enemy guardians. Movement is clear super. Reduce massive movement clear buff to crossbow weapons by 50%. Gunslinger Acrobat's Dodge. The class ability can now be activated while airborne. Proximity explosive melee. Increase detonated size 5 to 6 meters. Increase detonated damage by 11%. On your mark now grants solar restoration times 1. They'll never do that times 2. For 3 seconds instead of cure after final blows at 10 stacks. I never really fuck with cure that much. Knockdown aspect now grants cure on super activation. Blade barrage super. Increase projectile speed and tracking. Knife detonation size. Knife detonating damage. Knife detonations now scorch enemies. Reduce super gain from player kills by 40% for Deadshot. Arcstrider now grants bullet charge stacks on kill. Lethal Current now jolts and creates aftershock when used tense with strike, now be activated while in super. Ascension detonating damage now scales with your class stat. Now counts as a class ability for all perks and abilities. Okay, y'all better remember that. Red Runner, successfully catching the rope dart now grants Roland Mail based on the targets it defeated. Or number of targets it defeated. Increase weapon size to 3 for Widow Silk aspect. Credit Spectre, Shredder Detonation now scaled to class stat, and Searing Slam now counts as class ability for all perks and abilities. Revenant, Shatter Dive, increased fragments from 2 to 3, Winter Shroud, fragments 2 to 3. Grenade abilities, Lightning Grenade. Oh, this is just for all classes. Lightning Grenade increased detonation damage 25%. Sky Grenades, reduce chase distance versus players by 50. I swear it didn't chase, bro. I would even have on the nothing manacles and it didn't chase. But yet, when other people are using just a basic sky grenade, it's fucking chasing me. Like, it makes no sense. Grapple against combatants, reduce grapple damage. Okay, I don't care about grapple. Multi-charge ability. PvP only when the match again. Multi-charge ability now start one charge at all charges. We knew that. When Jolt is applied via an Arc Soul or Arc Sentry, there is now a 4-second arrow cooldown for applying Jolt again via these constructs. Why? Why do that? Especially for Ionic Sentry. When that's its function is to jolt. I don't care about Arc Soul, but Ionic Sentry, that's its only function is to jolt enemies, dude. And a 4-second cooldown is crazy because I forget what the timer is on Ionic Sentry, but it's not that long. Made visibility more visible in the Crucible. Now increases weapon damage against champions by 10% with volatile rounds. Weapon damage with volatile rounds no longer stuns barrier champions. Weapon archetypes now govern weapon-based champion stuns. See last week's Dead Inside Armor for more information. Yeah, we know that. Radiant status effect. Increased weapon damage versus champions by 10%. Weapon damage while Radiant no longer stuns barrier champions. Yeah. Faceted dominance. When Jolt is applied via Arc Soul, there's no. Fuck you. Ability stats reduce maximum passive ability cooldown. Bonus generated with stats 20%. Oh, reduce cooldown. Okay. Reduce maximum. Okay. Regarding the change to ability stats, Bill Destiny combat is lean slightly to in favor of using abilities to resolve encounters, and we like to shift into a favor of using weapons. This reduction in ability uptime is paired with general increase to primary and special weapon damage that we detailed in last week's article about weapon changes. The core ability uptime remains Whereas in the live game, the ceiling's been brought down to avoid highly optimized builds and trivializing combat. We're going to be making builds with this regardless. Reduce super energy generation from daily damage to bosses by 60%. Whatever. Okay, armor 3.0 days. So this is where we're getting to the armor and exotic. Okay. Seeing increased variety in how players make their builds, leverage stats. However, there are a couple things that felt missing from the full picture. It's about time we fit those missing pieces in a moment of triumph. General goals for archetypes are as follows. Armor archetypes help you understand and communicate your build crafting option with stats. Each of the 6 stats should be equally represented. Armor archetypes should support as many builds as possible. Yes, there should be as few armor archetypes as possible. Adding too many bloats to armor, you want to keep your vault and size to a random roll pool on top of making it harder to learn, understand, and communicate the stats for a build. Thank you. No single armor archetype should dominate the build crafting space, yet you guys allow it to happen. We expect the nature of the stats, we expect that the nature of stats means some of the archetypes will be more popular in specific activity. It's more about not making the best archetype for all non-crucial activities, or vice versa. Alright. I think there's the 6 archetypes we have fulfilled. I've fulfilled those goals admirably. However, certain builds require significantly more tools to get the stats they need. Since this usually doesn't limit the power of the build, instead, army limits build variety. We plan on addressing this by adding 6 new archetypes. Click on each sample armor. Armor configured regarding the prefers to the role battering ram. Siege breaker, primary health stat, secondary stat grenade. Trying to get a peek at this bonus, you know what I'm saying? And this is melee weapons. Okay. Oh, fucking move. Demolitionist. Again, trying to get a peek at these armor sets. Shit's blocking them though. Why is that? Oh, I was about to say, why is that blurred out? Okay, like, whatever. Go despite exciting options that you want for them. Looking at you, powerhouse, your current builds would be salt class you will fill. You must replace the roles you have already affected. If you want to experiment with new builds or further fine tune your stats or more options to build a service distribution you want. Before we move on, we want to tackle a few questions we've been expecting from our build crafted out there. New archetypes be available on armor. Almost any 3.0 armor drop from anywhere in the game can drop with the new archetypes. The only exceptions are exotic class sounds, which will keep their existing stat roll behavior. What about the missing stat combinations? Aren't there 30 possible archetypes? As mentioned above, we want to avoid bloating and making a clear best choice for all. The crucial and PvE, we want to keep each stat equally represented, but believe this is the right number. Okay. Is it going to be hard to grind armor now? No, with combinations of new archetypes and each one. Okay. Let's talk exotic armor stats. Alright. This is where we get to the tier 5s. Originally planned to release Armor 3 Beyond had longer terms to give exotic armor access to higher tier behavior. Originally, we planned to give a route for upgrading. However, we ultimately realized that there was healthier for the game to take the most straightforward approach. Moving forward, all exotic armor will have tier 5 stats and will have access to all tuning mods. This applies retroactively to all Armor 3.0 exotics other than collection rolls. So if you don't want to trade your armor out for one of the new archetypes, you won't have to acquire them again. Armor set bonuses. Okay. Step into the sandbox with Team Guardians leverage armor set bonuses in a lot of different ways. Overall, we're happy with how this fit into the however, there's a couple things we feel like we should address. First, there's 2 set perk bonuses that were big enough outliers we need to rebalance the adjustments. Ride together, die together. Increase the maximum DR from 50 to 40. Okay, whatever. There's a lot to read. I really just want to skip to the exotics. Is that all that's left? Yeah, let's just do exotics. I don't know. I don't ever do growing shit. It's just all not for me. Alongside the ability above an armor chain. Okay, Hunter Exotics, Wormhusk's Crown. 1 point Wormhusk with genuine scourge upon PvP within the modern sandbox is fallen by the wayside, especially in PvE where it's always struggle. So we're given a facelift to some build crafting hooks. This also comes with an update to Spirit of the Wormhusk to match these changes. Reworked effect. Solar multi-kills grant burning souls while active solar ability damage and dodge and greatly kills the player and nearby allies. Charge Galanor for your Blade Barrage. With the class capabilities and gain the super damage output of Exotic, since Hunter has fewer options than other classes, we figure it was right at another. It's no Celestial Knife Hawk, but we figure embedding large solar bombs in your foes is a close second. Landing 5 out of 7 knives in a volley during super causes a delayed solar explosion and releases solar shrapnel. This can happen with each volley of super knives. Landing both explosions is approximately compared to a Caress Thunder Crash. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Caliban's hand proved strong for the prismatic class item that's fallen behind large spaces. Where open lanes, birds, or linear chain capability, not ignitions. Increased melee damage, recharge bonus 25%. Dealing damage with Scourge now refunds small amount of melee energy. Next and final blows fully refund knife energy and can overflow into an additional charge. Ooh, okay, Caliban, you coming back? Frosty, I used to love Frosty. Venice is dominant, building states build kinds, nice for guys with freezes coming. Gain status frost armor while sprinting. While you have frost armor, stasis weapons deal increased damage. Like that. Shinobu's Vow, with addition of Bolt Charge and its popularity in the game builds, this particular design seems a good candidate for rolling out some new gameplay for hunters. Changes we made here are similar to those recently Lucky Raspberry, hooking the existing loot to more recent gameplay items, plus the extra support of play. Now gain Skip Grenade energy. When you gain stacks of Bolt Charge, Skip Grenade now grants Bolt Charge. When you gain full Bolt Charge, heal yourself with nearby allies with an enable enhanced skip grenades bounce 2 initial times before detonating, releasing skip bonus seekers per ounce. Raiden Fucks, what we doing for Arc Staff, man? Romy Sewers developed Rosie the champion having content. These changes now Raiden Plus not potent open number nothing. Okay. Arc Staff now Joe's targets. Combo finishers Palm Blast now get 1.5 basic die damage and reports as critical damage, yellow numbers. Moth Keepers, okay, this is with the grenade launcher, yeah. In order to encourage diverse build crafting, Moth Keepers adopted to this similar to Gunpowder Game. Okay, this allows your base grenade in addition to moth grenades without lowering the downtime of moth grenades compared to the current high uptime builds in a live game. It also means increased uptime if you were invested into grenade generation. Mothkeeper's Grabs now provide moth grenades as a conditional override instead of a complete override. Getting kills for any source in increments of counter. The amount added to the counter per kill depends on the rank of the enemy kill. Once the counter reaches 6, you gain 2 moth grenades per charges until they are used. All current functionality and synergies with moth grenades, for example, Arc Moth Still Blind, having a grenade set over 100 increases the damage. They still synergize with subclass fragments. Increase movement and speed of moths by roughly 43%, void moths by 25. Both moths from the same grenade will now attempt to separate target enemies / allies if possible. Oh, Lucky Pants, this is where we get into the they decrease Uncivil Discourse maximum damage. Always going too crazy with that Crimson and shit, Nick. Lucky Pants, you've always been pretty good, but with so many powerful hand cannons, it's become too hard to justify the incredible magnitude of the damage versus bosses. We're making some targeted adjustments to hand cannons that we consider outliers, as well as pushing Lucky Pants into a non-bass combat role. Thank you. For it to live sustainably and perpetually, this is a fancy way of saying we don't want to live in a Lucky Pants meta forever. Increased Ariana's Vow. Maximum damage of 4.5%, decrease in civil discord by maximum 2.5, reduce lucky pain's bonus damage versus boss by 30. I don't think it was that crazy. What they have to understand is that as you're doing all this stuff and builds, some stuff that's OP right now you don't have to change because people are gonna start doing other builds for fun, not worrying about damage. And even if they're worrying about damage, there's so many damage builds now. So I don't feel like I don't really use this. So I don't feel like they needed to nerf it that bad. You know what I mean? Like there's so many other stuff people are gonna do aside from just go back to Lucky Fans. But I digress. Titan exotics. Imagine there's some buffs here. You know, Titans get whatever they want in the game. Hellfire Hurt has been a very simple design for a long time, with clear cut benefits. However, its effects are largely vested with Destiny 2's first year to bring into modern sandbox, and now leans into I am a mobile sunspot, offering infested soul and visit sunspot while roaming, defeating enemies, repressing your abilities while roaming. While your supercharged ability final blow is curing grant size of Sunfire Furnace. While Sunfire Furnace is active, grenade and shield burst, final blows trigger an ignition. Each stack increases grenade regeneration, class ability regeneration, and super damage. Upon exiting your super, all stats are converted into super energy. The increased ability regen bonus from 3.5 to 2.5. That's crazy. Pyro Gale. Re-examining super damage exotics, we wanted to bring up Power Gale Gauntlets. However, it is already quite a competitive option with Roaring Flames. Because of this, we instead improved its ability to find its mark, while its damage ever so slightly to reduce the necessity of Roaring Flames times 3. Increase the sketch, increase Super Cyclone Scorch per tick. Increase Super Cyclone exposed damage by 10%, tracking by 40%. It should be remarkably easier to get projectiles to track target at range. Stoicism. Who uses this? Spirit Starter. Comparing damage to believe it is safe. Earn damage climbs and starting benefit. Okay, I don't care. Severance closure. I don't care. Classic Vestiments. Cool. I don't use this. I only care about these. No backup plans. I do want to know about this. Okay, hold on. Let me just read. Shotgun and melee final blows start your health regeneration. While you have a deep defensive buff, void over shield, amplified restoration, false armor, wolf melee. Shotgun melees deal additional damage. Final blows with either extended duration of those buffs provides a moderate benefit to shotgun airborne effectiveness and reload speed. That's gonna be crazy. That's going to be crazy. Oh my god. Okay. Lance Cap. Struggle to find his niche. I disagree. I like it. Now spawn stasis lances with rapid stasis weapon damage. Final blows. Oh, not behind the rally barricade. Now grants stasis. Oh, this is the other one I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about a different helmet. Based on current stats of parts armor. Point contact. Listen, I don't like Thunderclap. I've never liked it. I've used it, obviously, to try it out, but I've never actually used it in a build. I do not like the melee. Chin is best just to tap firing and set charging, which is less awesome point effect. So we made a couple of changes. Reduce the charge up time, or make it more clear of when it's fully charged. Make a couple of changes more experience. Means more lightning. Activate Thunderclap now release lightning charge at each start with minor punch. Lightning strike damage now scales further down up to 2 times and rework melee regen and no longer target tired. Okay, yeah, whatever. Helmet Saint. Current output of Helmet Saint's disorients, overshadow weapons on light alongside rework awarded on PvP, fantasy, being saved 14, by bubbles from all the story missions. Unchanged, weapon life continues resist the wearer. Okay, yeah. New voice effects will provide weapons life upon leaving. Removed, no longer disorients enemies within your word dawn or upon blocking with Sentinel Shield. New functionality, while weapons are active, kills or sustained damage from any source grants stacks of the Saint. Under the same circumstances, void and kinetic damages sources will also suppress in a radius around the victim. Picking up where the Dawn consumes all accurate stacks of the Saint extends your war's duration based on how many stacks were consumed. Helmet Saint synergy with Acidic Exotic has also been adjusted. Oh, Acidic Exotic weapon. Ain't gonna tell us. I don't care about Blast Wave Strikers. Feedback Fence no longer provides any melee damage resistance against players. Okay. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Nezarec Sin. Alright, let's get to Warlock. This is my baby. What's we here for? A lot of players, Nezarec Sin is solid workers that died while all spells to suffice who didn't want to modify this use case, but we did see an opportunity to tie the new Voidwalker aspect. Tip away from the final Godspeed to return to turn. Maybe he's still listening. Targets damaged by Soul Siphon are suppressed. Targets defeating suppressed targets with Soul Siphon grants an additional 1.5 seconds to Abyssal Attractors. I like that. I like that. That I see what they're. Oh, what is this? Why don't I recognize this name? Oh, this is one with Arcane Needle? Increases spinning burst damage from super combined by 22%. This makes it equal to Crest Thunder Crash. What the fuck? That's insane. Gold Diamond card. Casting Nova Bomb. Briefly gain a free cast of fast moving but weaker Nova Bomb Lance. Your Nova Cataclysm is empowered if detonated with another Nova Bomb. Nova Bomb final blows and weapon final blows while you have Devour grant super energy. Thank you. Thank you. Voidwalker's back. Fuck. Born to Nova forced the well. Fuck the well. We're born to Nova. Crown of Tempest. What you change? Increase duration conduction. New effect. While you have at least one stack in conduction times, the Iron Sentry creates a storm grenade. When it is deployed? Mental Battle Harmony. I don't use this one as much. Now contributes to casting sooner time. Acolyte. Okay, well, new effects. While both the Summon and Blink are equipped, you can now use your air move input to perform a Dark Blink horizontally in any direction. This ability no longer has a cooldown in Crucible. Blinking or Dark Blinking now grants volatile rounds in addition to volatile explosion. I'm gonna have to keep this bookmark because, like, I need to remember changes to come back and look here. Dawn Course benefits didn't quite come together in a strong build with limited viability. Now Scorch to build an even more intense ignition. Now grants melee energy for dealing an ignition. Removed an internal cooldown on energy gains from Scorch damage and return gains to return slightly more energy overall. Now causes downbreak projectiles to always immediately trigger ignition. Okay, nothing manifold. What'd you do? Extra Seekers are no longer saying themselves, just the initial grenade. Reduce Extra Seekers generate from 4 to 3. Reduce range and lifetime Extra Seekers. So they just nerfed my whole Void build. This didn't need a change, dude. Controverse holds. Seeing Hell Supernova back in Spotlight. Reduce energy returns with the magnetic grenade and Hell Supernova by 15%, in addition to fixing the health shunking bug. I don't care about Demosuke. Why did you nerf? Why nerf Why did the Warlock get the most nerfs? Nerf these fucking Titans. Did you just see what you gave them with no backup plans? Did you see what you gave them with Hellfire Heart? Warlock's get no love. I swear the creator's a fucking Titan. He's a bitch ass nigga. He's a bitch ass nigga. Alright, so this week in Destiny. I'm just skimming through this. It's probably nothing. Wait, hold on. Last batch of news. Okay, hold on. So much to learn. Here's a breakdown where you can find different types of awards. Selection of ornaments says ghost. Okay, all vendors give selection of armor ornaments, ghost, ship, and sparrow accessory sets. Tenet of bravery, new skimmer, new universal, helmet ornament, sonic weapon, all engrams, general emblems. Tenet of devotion, SRL cosmetics, Skinner, general emotes, Tenet of sacrifice. Bookmarking this too. Okay. Why don't you take away Eververse and make it this? And in fact, while you're at it, unlock transmog for everything. Let me repeat that. Unlock transmog for everything. Shatterwhite, complete a weekly D-site quest, which is offered from Hawthorne. Thank you, because... Wait, for the vote. Oh, yeah. This is like a crazy armor set. Five more days. 5 more fucking days. We will be on peak. If you saw the Sony State of Play, all of the Guardians made the voice known that we want Destiny 3. Shout out to Asset Cross for organizing that. We will see you guys June 9th. I'll be here, and I'll see you there. Eyes up, Guardians.